and welcome to Wonder Workshops number 3. We're going to try and tackle a couple of questions which I've got from students from time to time and from teachers, and that's how do you handle how to make curves such as these, or how do you actually use broadsheets to make the tubes. Now what I've got down here is a standard, a normal size newspaper you'd actually get through your Evening Herald or your evening newspaper, and I compare that to a broadsheet. And here's a broadsheet here, something like the Daily Telegraph in this case, or maybe the Financial Times. The thing about this is, as you can see, the size of the broadsheet is considerably bigger than the normal little newspaper that comes through your door of an evening. So we're going to try and tackle two things here today. We're going to look at how to make curves and how to use our broadsheets. Now the broadsheet itself, because it is roughly twice as big, or it is actually twice as big, the key here is we need to see if we can use the same amount of paper so we end up with tubes which are the same thickness and the same size. So all we do is, instead of taking 6 sheets of paper as we've done for those, we take 3 sheets of paper and we turn it around through 90 degrees. We then do the normal thing of pulling our paper forward like this, folding it over in half, and then taking our tail and sticking that up there. So we end up with something that looks like that. Now that hopefully will look fairly familiar to you. This should be roughly the kind of shape you get if you've done this with a normal newspaper. Now because we're going to try and bend this, we're going to put plenty of glue on this time. Plenty of glue, because what I'm going to do is, when this is nice and wet, we're going to try and bend the tube to turn it into a curve. Now you don't have to do anything clever with this, you just roll this up just as you have done before. Okay, put it into your machine with the tongue facing you and upwards. A couple of rolls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we end up with our tube. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to put a curve in it. Very gently bring it to the side of a table and gently press it down. And as you do that, because it's wet, it will flex. And that flexing means you can turn your normal straight tube into a curved one. And if you join these up with masking tape, I think you can see fairly quickly you're going to end up with a curved structure. Now the nice thing about this is this opens up a whole host of new possibilities of things that you can build. First of all, we could join them together with masking tape and make something like this. This is actually going to be a stadium, and this is the base of the stadium. In the middle we're going to have our football field, and we're going to have our stands coming off here at right angles, and then we're going to have another one of these sitting on top of it, which is going to make up the roof. So you can actually build some fairly large structures simply out of changing your rods from straight rods into curved rods. Now if you get really adventurous, you can build something like this. Now this is a fantastic combination of both curves, as you can see there and at the bottom there, and straight rods on the side here, and this is actually being combined together to produce a chair, a piece of furniture. Now this piece of furniture is strong enough to actually take my weight, and there's lots and lots of physics, there's lots and lots of science, technology, engineering, and even some maths in some of these. Because what you can do with this is you can actually say, let's vary the number of these rods that we use to hold it up. How many do we need to make sure we can take the actual weight of, say, a fully grown man? How many do we need for the weight of a child? And the way you test it is you can actually put the masses on there and just keep piling them on and actually see how long it takes before it collapses. So you've got lots and lots of different structures, lots and lots of different activities you can actually do. You can make simple curved structures like this. You could turn that into a coat hanger if you wanted to, and see how strong, how much mass that coat hanger could take, and then use that as a test of your design. You could also turn it into something as sophisticated as this, with a chair. Lots and lots of physics in terms of the distribution of forces through these, the angle of these rods. And if you really wanted to, you could build some very large structures, as the students are going to do in the not too distant future, where they're going to try and build their Olympic arena out of these kind of tubes. So lots and lots of things there to consider. We've shown you how to use broadsheets to actually turn your paper into tubes, bend them into curves, and also turn them into sophisticated structures such as this piece of furniture here. Anyway, hope you found that really interesting, and if you want to know more, just have a look at the website, which is going to be coming up later on, down below, down here, and hope to hear from you soon. Thanks very much indeed. Bye for now.